So listen, right? Today we are going to talk about the best ways to de-stress. And I'm going to give you one way for each of the 12 zodiac signs. And you're going to let me know if that's your sign or somebody that you know, or maybe your moon sign, if you think this is something that can help you or that person distress. Okay, this is something that somebody sent me on Instagram. So if you see something that you would like me to discuss on Asking Aquarius, feel free to send it to me on Instagram. I don't use them all, but oftentimes when I'm looking for ideas, they come in handy and I use them. I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm like, oh, this looks like fun, you know? So yeah, please, Instagram, Facebook, I'm on Twitter, which is now X, email, I answer periodically throughout the day. Please feel free. All right, guys, my name is QueenAusetHeru, and I am the Aquarius that you need to come ask. Welcome to this edition of Asking Aquarius, and thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Those thumbs up mean so much. Please give it a thumbs up. Pass it on to other people that might be interested in it. And if you want to get a reading done, please hit me up. All of my information is underneath this video, and I would love to give you a reading, okay? Drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Join us on Patreon because we do even more stuff on Patreon, okay? And also, patrons get a lot of the videos early. So, like, I only post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but patrons usually have the whole week as soon as I upload it, you know? So if you want to get them a little bit faster, if you're bored at work or something like that, join us on Patreon. I think the lowest tier is like $5 or something. You waste $5 at Starbucks. Why not spend it on some entertainment, right? All right, so let's go into, if you have money for it. Never feel obligated, though, because I have seen people say that. Like, I'm broke. Okay, be broke. Be broke. Work on your thing. Work on your prosperity, and then share the wealth. When you get your prosperity to where you want it, share it, share it, share. All right, the best way to distress. Now, as always, we're going backwards. I never do Aries first. That's not a slight against Aries, because Aries told me I'll be slighting them. It's not a slight against you, Aries. It's because Pisces is always last. And I don't think that's fair. Every time you hear somebody do a list, they start at the top, which is because Aries is the first sign. But I do the last sign first because poor Pisces always comes in last. And I'm like, that's a shame. I'm going to help Pisces out. At least in this one place in the world, Pisces is going to come first. So Pisces, they said one of the best ways for you to de-stress is to have sex. I agree with this for Pisces. My Pisces, you know, I have a lot of Pisces clients. And my Pisces clients are very sexual, very sensual, very idealistic. They got a lot of Aquarius tendencies to me in certain ways. You know, they're better, of course, with their emotions, but that sensuality part. But sex is an excellent way to de-stress if you're doing it with someone that knows what they're doing. Okay? That's the most important part. So, yeah, awesome way I would say for Pisces in particular, because they like closeness, you know? They like, embracing, making love, showing emotion. They like that kind of stuff. So I think it's awesome. Number 2 is Aquarius. Music. Oh my God. Because I was sitting here thinking to myself, I like sex. How come I give Aquarius sex, you know? But then I thought about it. Music. Music I'll take before sex. Only because sex is something that's fine and dandy and all that. But music you can use all the time. All the time. You don't have to have a particular partner. You don't have to get yourself checked out. You don't have to use contraceptives. You know, you can just turn on your music and you can use that to de-stress. You had a hard day, you know, you can do that laying in the bed. You can do it on the bus. You don't even have to wait until you're home to use music. So I like the concept of music for Aquarius because a lot of us speak to others through music. I always tell people, if an Aquarius sends you a song, analyze the lyrics to that song because we speak that way. So that's definitely something that will distress you depending on what you play. That's the thing about music. It just depends on what you play. Certain things will distress you. Certain things will amp you up. You know? So it really depends. So to de-stress, play something that is a de-stressor. I like that for Aquarius. Let me know if you like that in the comment section, guys. Whatever yours is, let me know what you think. Capricorn. A way to de-stress for Capricorn is to have coffee. Now, I kind of get this because sitting down and having coffee can be a de-stressor. But if I'm stressed out, the last thing I'm going to have is coffee. So let me know, Capricorn, what you guys think. Because if I'm stressed out, I'm going to have wine. I'm going to have no coffee. I'm going to have wine. I'm going to have tequila. You know? Why would you drink coffee, which is something that amps you up, you know? So let me know about that one, Capricorn. I don't think that's a good idea, but it could be a good idea for y'all. So I don't know. Sagittarius, laugh. Yeah, I have a Sagittarius moon, and I'm always clowning. I'm always laughing. I'm always clowning. If I'm clowning, you know everything is good. You know, that's my baseline. So Sagittarius, laughter can help you de-stress. That's very true. Watch a funny movie, call a friend that makes you laugh all the time. I agree. And for Sag, yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Sag is a very fiery sign, and I think that would be good for us, for y'all, for us. Since I have a moon, I'm gonna say us. I'm gonna add myself into the Sagittarius fire. The next one here is Scorpio, and it says cannabis. I like that one too. I like ours, but I'm still jealous of the other ones. So Scorpio, it says cannabis. I don't know about that for Scorpio. I would think that if it's the right strain, as long as it's not something that is like, if you're trying to relax, definitely indica or a hybrid. Don't go with the other one. Nah, indica or a hybrid, definitely. But for Scorpio, that could work out as long as it's not something that makes you up or paranoid. And I think that could work out, yeah. Libra, watching a TV series. Every Libra I know watches different TV series, especially nostalgic ones too, to de-stress. Like I know a Libra who will watch the same series over and over again, you know, every time he's stressed out. So I do think that that's a good way for Libra. Yeah, that's definitely a good way. It's going to stimulate their mind just enough, and they don't have to do anything. You know, you're just watching, you know. So I agree with that one for Libra. For Virgo, it says sleep. I think that's a good one for Virgo, because if a Virgo was trying to de-stress, their brain is going to keep talking to them. Virgos are constantly overthinking. So if you go to sleep, I've noticed this for myself. If you go to sleep, that's the one time when your brain stops talking to you. You know, you might be having dreams, you know, and I'm not, I have a lot of those. I was thinking like, oh my God. Yes, dreams can happen during that time, especially during times of stress. But you probably won't remember all of them anyway. And it is a better place to go. I'd rather be sleeping, dreaming than awake and worrying, you know? So I agree with that. Leo, exercise. Yeah, exercise is a great de-stressor. It's awesome. And for a Leo who are very interested in having a good appearance, I could see that being great. That's good for your complexion. It's good for your skin. It's good for your body. So yeah, I could see that for Leo. Cancer, the best way to de-stress is to get a hug. Cancers are like that, you know, especially the positive ones, the high vibrational ones. They want a hug, they want to love, and I can see a hug being a de-stressor. Yeah. Gemini, reading. I guess that makes sense. Geminis are an air sign, so they're always in their head. So I guess reading could help you de-stress, especially if you're reading a delightful story. You know, I could see that being cool. Taurus, food. Oh my goodness. That's a good one too, Taurus. I'm jealous of yours too. Food is a great de-stressor. That's why so many people have what they call comfort foods. And that's why certain cultures are bigger than others, because some of us have better comfort food. That's just what it is. Here in Costa Rica, the comfort food is not as delicious as the junk food, comfort food that is in the States. And that's a good thing, actually, you know, because, you know, who needs to be eating that shit? But when you want some comfort food, you definitely would want to be someplace that has good junk food. So, yeah. Or for Taurus, if you're not somebody who wants to have some gooey, ooey cheeseburgers with extra cheese, You can be eating foods that make you feel alive, like fruits or vegetables. You know, that could be helpful too with de-stressing. A bowl of strawberries, something like that. And certain fruits and vegetables have the property of de-stressing. So if you research them, that could be helpful too. So if you're a Taurus, think about food as a distressor and think about researching what healthy foods help bring down stress levels. That could be very helpful and natural. Aries got alcohol. See, I told you they got all the good ones. I'm jealous of that one too. Because I can see me. Alcohol. I don't know if alcohol is good for Aries. I'm thinking maybe wine, maybe. But to me, Aries are often very amped up, you know. I think it depends on the kind of Aries. If it's a relaxed, cool, chill Aries, then I can see that. But if it's one of them rah-rah, always want to fight Aries, then alcohol would probably just make that worse. So maybe wine, maybe not. I would rather give an Aries some cannabis, seriously, because I think that would probably calm them down more than alcohol. Alcohol has a tendency to make people want to fight. And Aries are fighters, period. Not all of them, but a lot of them, according to the Zodiac, a lot of them are fighters, which is a good thing until it's not. You know, sometimes you gotta fight and sometimes you gotta chill out. And I think that for an Aries, I would not give them alcohol at all. But for an Aquarius, some food, some alcohol, some cannabis, some music, and sex, followed by a nap, could be cool. So I'm thinking I could use half of the stuff that's on this list simultaneously, right? Or back to back. My goodness. But yeah, those are the ones for your sign. So tell me if the one that was designated for your sign makes sense for you. All right, now we're going to take a look at some positive comments. The first one is from Ty Roche. I am a Libra female, and this Aquaman, is almost like that Gemini man I was with, but a little different. Heck, we're air signs. So that could be why the attraction and chemistry is so thick. Can you give insight to the air-air match? Air and air. Air and air is a very common match. Elementally speaking, okay, when you read a book on astrology, you look at the element section. It always tells us that elements of your own sign are the people who are generally dependent upon their natal chart, because you cannot do compatibility based on just your sun signs. You really got to see the whole chart. I gotta tell you that. If you don't know that, I gotta tell you that. You really need to look at each other's entire chart and compare them. Now, if you want to just use sun signs, though, you know, when you take a look at it, the air signs will do best with the other air signs. Fire, fire, water, water, earth, earth. People in your own element. Now they say be of your own element or stay in your own element. That's what they're talking about. So an Aries with a Libra, not an Aries, I'm sorry, an Aquarius with a Libra, an Aquarius with a Gemini, you know, something like that would generally be your first option. Now, for those of us who not feeling that combination, because a lot of people are not, you then go to fire. So if you're an air sign, you look at air first, then fire. Okay, and if you don't like air or fire, you can then branch off to the others. You can branch off to water or earth if you want to. But I've come to find, because I've dated a lot, that I like to stick towards the air and the fire for me. But my whole chart is air and fire. That's why I said it depends on your chart. If you are an Aquarius and your whole chart is mostly water and earth, you may feel differently because your chart is very specific. It's exactly where everything was in the heavens the moment you popped out. And wherever that is going to be different than another Aquarius, okay? So air and air is your first match, and then try the others, okay? So yeah, that air and air combination is a powerful one. And it's a common one, too. You see that match a lot. Oh, you see it a lot. The next one is Tat Jana Elevate. Okay. My dear fellow Aquarius, who I have followed and listened to for over 4 years. Oh, that's what's up. Thank you. On YouTube now, I have a question for you about how do you deal with something like this? As people staring unfriendly on the streets. I am sure with your beautiful artistic aliveness, energy, and vibe, you get stared at. Yeah. A lot by kind people, but also not so kind. That's true. I deal with it all the time in public. I feel so uncomfortable being watched by not friendly people. Have tried many things and still can't help be bothered. I don't feel I look really any more specially than anyone. I just believe every person deserves and should be and feel unique and not harassed in public for being themselves. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. All my life, okay? I feel like Sophia from The Color Purple. All my life I had to fight. Okay? And did, all right? All my life people have teased me or talked shit about me for looking different, for looking unusual. Some people didn't want to be friends with me because I have a nose ring. Or because I have tattoos. Ooh. You know? And to this day, people will judge me by looking at me. And when I was a younger girl, that made me try to conform. It made me try to be like everybody else for like a week. And when that didn't work, I decided in like 4th grade, fuck this. You know, I was a kid. I can't even remember what grade it was, but I was little. And I was just like, man, fuck this. I'm going to do and be what I want to do and be. If I want to dye my hair blue, okay, and wear a tiara to the market, that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, people stare at me. Are you serious? People stare at me all the time. They stare at me, or they want to talk to me, or they're curious about me. Positive and negative. The negative ones are usually bitches. I'm going to just be honest with you. They straight got bitch in their blood because they'll just look at me but not say nothing. Yeah, you looking, but you ain't got nothing to say, bitch. You know, like, bring your ass over here, you know. But most of the time, those haters will just stand by and look at you. And some of the times they'll say something snide or whatever the case is. And I look at it like this. I ignore it. That's basically what I do. I ignore them. I ignore them until they make it that I can't ignore them. And most people don't do that. Most people will say little snide, little snickers in the corner or make little comments, but they got bitch in their heart. They won't come into your face with that. You know what I'm saying? They'll say that shit from the sidelines. So if it's negative and you keep your negativity to yourself, I just ignore it. I do it in person. I do it online. If somebody acting shitty, like if in the comment section, I ignore them. I block them. I delete them. Whatever, you know, whatever. I just ignore it. I don't allow their stupidity and their ignorance to reign on my show. You know, I'm going to do what I want to do. Okay. So I'm going to wear, you know, abstract looking shit on my nails. I'm gonna wear gaudy jewelry. I'm gonna paint my hair whatever color I want. I'm gonna wear as much makeup as I do or do not want. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. I'm gonna tattoo what I want to tattoo, and ain't nobody gonna fucking check me because it's my life. You know, it's my life. And those same people, a lot of them are jealous because they're not living their life. They're not living their truth because of what I'm going to call tribalism. And this tribalism is when humans get around other humans, we start acting like each other. And if somebody does something that's different, usually we laugh at that person. And then some of the times everybody else starts doing it too. So my thing is that whenever humans get around humans, this is a pretty normal thing to do. But most humans give into the peer pressure. They stop being themselves because of what other humans are going to say and do. And I just don't do it. I just don't do it. I don't feed into it. If I see somebody give me a snide remark, I roll my eyes and keep it moving, you know? If somebody says something, whispers under their breath, I'll whisper something about them under mine. Or I completely act like I didn't even hear them, because most of the time I don't. Most of the time I'm so self-absorbed in what I'm trying to do. Where I'm trying to go, you know, I don't even hear it. And somebody might tell me later, like, you didn't see so-and-so. Like, I was in a restaurant one time with my friend. And I was having a good time. I was eating like a king, okay? I was eating, I was drinking, I was doing me. And my friend was really uncomfortable. And I didn't know what the hell was wrong with her. So when we got back home, I was like, you were acting really strange in the restaurant. What was wrong with you? And she was like, oh, there was a white guy to my left or my right or whatever the case was talking about our weight. Because we both hefty gals, you know? And I was like, so you let some miscellaneous white dude in Chili's ruin your day. You know what I'm saying? No, I would never do that. And I didn't hear him. I didn't hear a word he said because I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention to her and the experience of being in Chili's, eating, laughing, joking. I was into the experience. But she was somebody who's very self-conscious. So she's constantly listening to what's going on around her. And I'm like this. I'm from the hood. The only thing I'm listening for is sounds of violence. Okay? Somebody got a gun. Somebody start cussing. Something go wrong. I'm listening for that. But somebody, talking smack or having a private conversation, I'm not going to pick up on, unless it's loud. And clearly it was loud enough that she honed in on it. And it ruined her experience. But it didn't ruin mine because, number one, I didn't hear it. And number two, if I had heard it, I would have ignored it. So my thing to you is ignore it. Unless somebody touches you, puts their hands on you, or gets in your face, I just ignore it. People don't have to accept you. You have to accept you. And that's it. So I know that's easier said than done because it is something that can be painful. But I just ignore it, And that's another thing I accepted a long time ago, that people don't have to accept me. They don't have to accept me. They don't have to like me. They don't have to be around me. Fuck them. They ain't got to do none of that stuff. So if they feel like my tattoos make them uncomfortable or my look makes them uncomfortable, I just leave them the hell alone. Period. So I know that's easier said than done, but consider it. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for us to get going. Y'all come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.